Health tips videos can be very generic. Drink your water, eat your vegetables. But as you well know, guys over 40 have very specific health issues that we need a hand with. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 genuinely useful health tips for men over 40 to make sure you know how to stay looking and feeling like the handsome bastard that you are, to avoid becoming a creaky, rusty old bike, to avoid losing muscle, to avoid gaining more and more weight, and to cheer the hell up. Hi, Chris here from Over 40 Freaking Awesome, where I help guys over 40 to look and feel freaking awesome. If you need that kind of content in your life, consider subscribing and make sure to like the video if you find it at least a wee bit useful. Now let's jump in. 5 health tips that are really going to help you move the needle as a guy over 40. Tip number 1, we're going to avoid gaining weight by managing what is now a fairly crappy metabolism. Now, cast your mind back in the glory days of your 20s, when you could have weekends of debauchery, takeout meals, 4-course meals, and none of this would bite you in the ass. Fast forward to today, everything bites us in the ass. Now, this is not a great state of affairs. It means that we gain weight quite easily, but we can avoid gaining excess weight after 40 years old by managing the 3 main troublemakers in all of this, which are alcohol, sugar, and processed junk food. I'm not saying give these things up completely. Obviously, as a proud Irishman, I would never advocate giving up the odd pint of Guinness, but we need to make it an 80-20 thing. 80% of your life you need to be eating for health purposes, to give your body the right fuel. By all means, 20% of the time, go for those things, alcohol, sugar, and processed junk food. You have to live your life, but if they get beyond 20%, you will gain weight. So you need to manage your crappy metabolism, but it is totally doable. Second tip is to look after your prostate glands. Now, I remember as a teenager, my dad talking about his prostate gland, and as with most scenarios at that age, I just wanted him to shut up. Now, karma is clearly a bitch, because up until recently, I was suffering from an enlarged prostate gland. I was up in the middle of the night, 2 or 3 a.m. most mornings to have a pee because the enlarged prostate was causing this frequent urination. Now, we can do a few things to give some TLC to your prostate gland. Those are things like supplementing with saw palmetto, which can help reduce the size of the prostate gland, drinking some green tea. I know it's not the tastiest thing in the world, but if you get ones that have a wee bit of fruitiness in them, they're fine. Replace 1 or 2 of your daily coffees with green tea. Again, that can help with your prostate health. And avoid alcohol and processed food. Then tip number 3 is to retain and even build more muscle as we age. Now, if your testosterone levels have dipped a little bit due to your slightly crappy lifestyle habits like not sleeping enough, too high stress, too much alcohol, carrying too much weight, then another knock-on effect of that low testosterone is that you will start to lose what muscle mass you have, and you will find it very hard to build more muscle if you're in the gym trying to do so. What this leads to then is that kind of, hey, it is what it is body shape, the kind of typical dad bod where you have skinny arms and legs, no musculature through there at all, narrow shoulders, no broad chest anymore, but what you do have across your chest is a bit of excess fat, and you have more excess fat across your belly. And not only is this body shape unhealthy, but let's face it, it's not a great look. Clothes don't look great on you. You don't like stripping off on the beach or even in front of your missus. You're kind of a bit embarrassed about what the hell has become of your body shape. So we need to take steps to retain what muscle we do have and also to build even more if that's a goal of yours. We can do that by making sure we do some hard resistance training 2, 3, 4 times a week, challenge the muscles, let your body know you're a manly man doing manly things, and make sure that you're eating adequate protein. That could be anything between 0.5 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, depending on your goals. Should you need a workout program to help you get started in the gym with building and retaining more muscle, then check out my Dad Bod Overhaul program. There's a link in the description. It's completely free. It uses whole body routines 3 to 4 times a week to get your ass in shape and continue looking like a handsome bastard. Then our next tip for men over 40 years old is how to stay driven and motivated as we age. Now, I just mentioned the fact that low testosterone can lead to us losing muscle mass, but that's just one of the knock-on effects of having low testosterone. Testosterone, as much as we maybe think about it in terms of libido and sex drive, is the life force of a man. If your testosterone is low, then you really can't be asked with a lot of things in life. That's not just sex, but also career ambition, hard work, just motivation to look after yourself in general. You have a lack of get up and go. You don't want to grab life by the balls anymore. So we need to address this low testosterone so that we can thrive as we age rather than just about surviving. Now, the good news is that this low testosterone is completely fixable because for the most part, it's lifestyle habits that have caused this decrease. So we just need to reverse those crappy lifestyle habits. We can do this by sleeping enough, 7 to 8 hours a night, get on a sleep schedule, make sure you put the phone away for about half an hour before bed so you're not too wired. Try and deal with stress in some way, whether that's getting out for walks, a bit of mindfulness, meditation, if that's your thing too. We can also supplement with vitamin D3 and zinc, both of which have been shown to make sure that your body's testosterone production machine is humming. And then finally, challenging yourself, hard work, challenging yourself in the gym, doing yard work, doing the grunt work again, that all triggers testosterone production. Then the fifth and final tip is how to avoid becoming a creaky, rusty old bike of a man. Now, when you were younger, you were running, you were jumping about, you were doing everything. You never gave a second's thought to your mobility and your creaky joints and how you were able to move in that way. You just ran about. Glory days. Now, because we have a desk-bound, sedentary lifestyle, it's very easy to kind of seize up, tight hamstrings, tight lower back, tight shoulders, neck issues. We can't hardly even move. Sitting down on the floor and getting back up again feels like a challenge. There's a couple of things though that we can do to become more mobile, less creaky, more flexible, able to get up and down off the floor at will should you want to. So one thing is to do drive-by stretches. And what I mean by that is just taking 20-30 seconds a few times each day to touch your toes, do arm circles, do air squats, do hip circles. Just stop yourself from seizing up, especially if the nature of your job involves a lot of sitting down. That multiple times a day thing of just stretching, getting moving, will stop your hamstrings getting too tight, will stop your lower back and your glutes getting too tight, and stop you getting injured by doing something fairly innocuous like bending over to tie your laces. Then the second thing you can do for your joints specifically is to supplement with fish oil. It's one of the few supplements that I've taken where I notice a difference if I stop taking it for a couple of weeks. It really does oil my joints. I feel like less of a creaky old man in the mornings when I'm supplementing with fish oil. We can absolutely thrive after 40. We can avoid gaining weight and losing muscle and low testosterone and feeling like a creaky mess just by doing a few simple things. So I hope some of those tips have helped you out. Remember the Dad Bod Overhaul workout program, completely free, link in the description to help you get started with challenging your muscles again to get a body shape that you're proud of. Please click like if this was a helpful video for you. Remember to subscribe if you need this type of content in your life, and I will talk to you soon, mate.